Halloween decorations, and some nice fall colors, although they're a little bit muted this year. They're surefire signs of October. Speaking of which, today is Friday, October 24th. It is 3:09 p.m. and I'm here in front of Summerhill subway station. The temperature today is a bit cool. It is 11 degrees Celsius. And this will be a bit of a fall colors walk. I'm going to be walking through Summerhill, a rather affluent neighborhood. I'll take a few really nice residential streets over to Avenue Road. And then I'll head into the Yorkville neighborhood. And once there, I'll be walking south down another really nice residential street. And given that it's the day of Game 1 of the World Series between the Jays and Dodgers, I'll be doing a live stream, making my way south down towards the Dome, and hopefully making a video once I'm in that area. And then I'm going to go home and hopefully live stream during the game. So I've got a pretty busy afternoon all the way through night lined up. And there's one of my favorite views looking south. You can see One Bloor West towering over the skyline at the north end of downtown. And just on the left is the old North Toronto train station, now home to the Summerhill LCBO. It's a large liquor store. That was built back in 1915. And those are the Midtown CP rail tracks running alongside it. It served as a passenger station until 1930. And in 2003, it was repurposed into this rather glorious liquor store. They've got a very extensive collection of expensive booths and a pretty good selection of craft beer. Pretty much all things alcohol except for a lot of stuff imported from the US, of course. That was all stripped off the shelves. And I don't think anyone's really missing that stuff. We make plenty of the good stuff here, and what we don't make, we can get from other countries. I haven't actually met one person speaking out against that. But this is the affluent Summerhill neighborhood, heading south down the east side of Yonge Street. Maybe I'll cross over since I'm about to get the light here. Summerhill is loosely bound by just south of St. Clair Avenue, which is to the north of here. And to the west, Avenue Road. To the south is Davenport Road, and then south of that is Rosedale. And on the east side, it's a bit funky. I think Yonge Street here is the eastern boundary, except just north of the train station there. It extends east over to the ravine where the Yellow Creek runs through. There's a whole lot of really affluent neighborhoods, kind of one right after the other in this area. Rosedale, Summerhill, Yorkville, and north of Rosedale you have Moore Park, as well as Deer Park.
I just want to say You and Christian Williams.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully he's handy or find someone who's handy to help him. But this is the first street I'm going to turn on. This is McPherson Avenue, so I'm going to walk along here for a little bit. This is a beautiful tree-lined residential street. And hopefully we'll see some nice fall colors kicking in. I mentioned they're a bit muted this year so far. And some trees have already peaked while others are still green. Yeah, there's still a whole lot of green, but I see some nice yellows and reds peeking through a little bit west of here. And given that it's along a subway line and a major corridor, Summerhill isn't the densest of neighborhoods. There's about 11,000 residents here, and it's mostly higher income households. There's an old church, I believe is a loft conversion. Maybe we'll see some neat Halloween decorations on the way. That's a stunning property. Someone's in the Halloween spirit. There's some of those nice fall colors up ahead. But most of these, I think, would be classified as Edwardian or Victorian style homes. That one's got a really old school vibe. And look at that. It's pretty clever. I'm noticing there's a 3-story walk-up apartment building. I wonder what rents go for in there. The average home in this area is $2.5 to $3 million. Although a lot of these ones we're looking at probably go well north of that. These inflatables have really taken over. For Halloween and Christmas decorations in recent years. That one is quite stunning. More inflatable decoration fun. Oh, someone got a ticket. It's nice that it's a one-way street. Wow, look at this. Too bad this van is parked here. I might have a thumbnail. I'm gonna take a picture of that. neat stuff. It's a duplex. That is quite stunning. I think a lot of these rebuilds, or at least complete remodels in this area, are done quite tastefully. There are parts of Toronto where you'll see people shoving McMansions onto every lot or squeezing them in wherever possible. You see a lot of that in Forest Hill. But a lot of the newer homes here really seem to maintain the character of the area. All right, so McPherson ends at Avenue Road. It actually extends, it goes on a little bit of a jog, and it keeps going west of Avenue. We're gonna head down Molson Street here. I'm assuming this was named after the Molson family. Yes, that Molson family. That one kid had their hands over their ears. Mommy, don't play that crap. This is Roxborough Street West here. Roxborough continues on the east side of Yonge Street for quite a while. So this cuts through Summerhill and Rosedale. Noisy construction. There's an entranceway to the park just up here on the left. This street takes its name, I think, from the Roxborough estate. Those are some rather stunning properties. I see a for sale sign here. Look this one up, 134roxborough.com. I guess for the cost of listing a property, registering a domain name, getting a simple website hosting or a redirect, it's a pretty small expense to make. I just wanted to check that property out, but let's head into Ramston Park. This is a large park that spans between Yonge Street to the east and Avenue Road to the west. Looks like they've got a nice big off-leash area. There's a skating rink that's being redone. And it's nice enough people are playing tennis. And I think this here is Pears Avenue, if I'm not mistaken. Pears. Dog reminded me of Don Cherry. Here's Avenue Road coming up, so I'm going to go south here and down to Davenport. Then head over to Hazelton Avenue. Another very beautiful tree-lined residential street. That one cuts right through the heart of Yorkville. CrossFit for lease. Oh, there's still someone in there. CrossFit has been dying in popularity in recent years. I think more conventional strength training is kind of taken over. And places like F45 and Orange Theory. Oh, we just missed some honking fun. So this is the north end of the extremely affluent Yorkville neighborhood. There's some art galleries, that restaurant Joso's. is fairly highly regarded. This is Hazelton Avenue coming up. And it's my worst nightmare. This is the first of 3 videos I want to record in a row. And that urge to use the washroom has hit. In other words, nature is calling. I'm trying to think of where I can go. It's always an unfortunate challenge in this city. Look how beautiful this street is. $120 Hazelton Avenue for sale. Look that one up. But Yorkville is bounded. It's the most beautiful street, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Well, Yorkville is bound roughly by Bloor Street to the south, Davenport to the north, where I just came from, Yonge to the east, and Avenue to the west. Those aren't exact boundaries. This is a very high-income and affluent neighborhood, especially a street like this. If money were no object and I was forced to be a homeowner rather than live in a condo, I think this is the street I might choose. Or it would certainly make the short list. I'd probably want to live somewhere a bit more modest, but there's just so many gorgeous homes here, and you're very close to the subway, just north of the edge of downtown. Everything is walkable. And it's a super clean and safe neighborhood. But Yorkville wasn't always like this. In the 60s, it was a bit of a bohemian and hippie area. But when the subway line opened in 1966, land values started to skyrocket and things gentrified quite quickly.
Because if it doesn't,
And it wasn't long before words like posh and luxury were associated with the area. Some of these homes are just stunning. And this stretch, or this whole street, is only a little over half a kilometer or so. And it either would have been named after a local landowner from back in the day, or possibly from hazel trees, which I think were somewhat common in the area. Uh-oh, I wonder what happened here. Maybe a vehicle hopped the curb and struck it. There's a home for sale. Can't see a number. $1.53. There's even a shopping mall just in on the right, which has been renamed Yorkville Village in recent years. And that has a Whole Foods in it, which I guess if you live in this area, really wouldn't bat an eyelash at Whole Foods pricing. There's also a Loblaws family grocery store at the Manulife Center. Which I think I've identified, there's a ton of parking tickets on the street, as where I'm going to go find a facility. That's Schollard Street.
I know. And like with the jacket too. Oh my god.
The Hazelton Hotel, one of the more expensive hotels in the area, is just up here on the right. There it is on the right. So this is Yorkville Avenue in the heart of Yorkville Village. Unfortunately, Toronto has a real lack of public washrooms. They have a really silly habit of closing a lot for the winter season, the ones that are in parks. And a lot of businesses are wary of people coming in to just use the washroom, so they tend to lock the doors and require a code or a key or to buzz you in. Which is understandable, but I think the city maybe ought to broker some sort of deal with cafes and stuff. Wave to that driver for waiting, maybe identify underserved areas where there are establishments that could possibly fill that gap and give them a tax credit for doing so. I don't know, I'm just thinking out loud. This is Cumberland Terrace. So I'm going to finish up at Bay and Bloor.
Have a great weekend.
You too. As the eatery on the second floor has an accessible washroom. I don't know if the ones at Cumberland Terrace, a dead shopping mall, are open. There'll also be others at the Manulife Center. They've got a small food court in there. But you really gotta kind of know the city and your way around. unfortunately, but we're almost at Bloor Street. There's a few areas I usually cover during the fall that I haven't yet. So maybe I'll get to those next week. And there'll be some more fall color walks. Yeah. Like I said, this year's been a little bit muted and disappointing so far. And now we're on Bloor Street West, going east. So I'm hoping to get my live stream started by 4. It's 3:40. There's the Eataly. We're across the street. Someone belting out some tunes across the street. And on that note, I hope you enjoyed this one. I look forward to your thoughts and comments down below. If you wish to support what I do, there's links to my Patreon and YouTube channel membership down in the description. I've got an Instagram account at Johnny Strides, and there is a super thanks button appearing down below if you wish to say thanks that way. As I beeline for Eataly. Eataly upstairs. All right. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Go Jays, go. Yoink.